Let's be honest, buying a house is stressful, even if you're the most level-headed, organized person out there. The process can bring out emotions you didn't even know you had. One day you're excited about starting fresh in a new place, and the next, you're staring at paperwork wondering if you've made the biggest mistake of your life. I've worked with buyers who were cool as cucumbers in the beginning, and by the time they were negotiating repairs, they were texting me at 11 p.m., wide awake with worry. And you know what? That's completely normal. But here's the good news. The stress usually comes from the same 5 areas, and once you know what to expect and how to handle it, you can take a deep breath and enjoy more of the process. So today, I'm breaking down the 5 most stressful parts of buying a house and exactly how to fix them. Hi, I'm Bryn, a realtor here in Eugene, Oregon. On this channel, I coach you through the real estate process and have some fun along the way. I've been helping people buy and sell homes for years, and I've seen a whole spectrum of emotions: excitement, anxiety, relief, and everything in between. And while no 2 transactions are ever identical, the stress points almost always land in the same places. So whether you're thinking about buying a house this year or you've been through the process before and want to be more prepared for next time, this video will give you a roadmap for what to expect and how to navigate it with less stress. First up, we have financing and pre-approvals. Let's start with the elephant in the room, money. Financing is the number one stressor. Buyers often worry, am I going to qualify? What if the lender pulls my credit again and something has changed? How much will my payment really be once you add in taxes and insurance? And even after the pre-approval, people still get nervous about underwriting. That's the stage where the lender combs through all of your financials with a magnifying glass. I've had clients who stressed over buying a cup of coffee, thinking it might somehow throw their loan off. The remedy here is to start early and build a relationship with a trusted local lender. Don't just click on an online calculator and hope for the best. A good lender will run multiple scenarios for you, like what happens if you buy a $400,000 versus $425,000, or how a slightly higher interest rate affects your monthly budget. Having those numbers up front gives you clarity, and clarity is the best stress reliever. And a little tip: don't make any big financial moves while you're under contract, like buying a car or opening a new credit card. That's where people sometimes run into issues that could have easily been avoided. Number 2 stressor, house hunting and decision making. Now let's talk about the house hunting process. On TV, it always looks glamorous. You walk through 3 houses, fall in love with one, and boom, you're in escrow. In real life, not so much. You might see 10 houses in a weekend and none of them feel right. Or you find the one you love, but it goes pending before you even get in the door. That sense of pressure, like you have to jump immediately or risk missing out, can be incredibly stressful. The best remedy is preparation. Sit down and make your list of must-haves and your nice-to-haves. For example, maybe you need 3 bedrooms because of your family situation, but a home office is a nice-to-have. When you've got your priorities sorted, you can make clearer decisions instead of second-guessing yourself every time you walk through a property. For sellers, the stress is a little different. It's wondering whether the right buyer will come along and how long it'll take. The solution there is proper pricing and a strong marketing plan. When a home is positioned correctly in the market, the right buyers will find it. Next up, number 3, negotiations and repairs. Once you've found the house and written an offer, the next big stress point is negotiations. This is where buyers worry about paying too much and a seller worries about leaving too much money on the table. Add in the inspection and repair requests, and suddenly it can feel like a tug-of-war. I remember one buyer who felt so panicked during the repair negotiations that she wanted to walk away entirely over a $600 plumbing repair. To her, it felt huge in the moment. But when we put it in perspective against the big picture, which was owning the home she loved, she realized it wasn't worth losing sleep over. That's why having a realtor as your buffer is key. We know the contract, we know what's reasonable in a given market, and we know how to take the emotion out of it. The mindset shift here is to stop thinking about it as winning or losing and instead focus on solutions. The goal isn't to beat the other side. It's to move forward to closing in a way that feels fair and sustainable. Number 4, the inspection period. And this is hands down the moment that freaks people out the most. Even brand new homes can come back with inspection reports that are over 40 pages long. When you're buying it, it can feel like everything is falling apart. Roof needs repair, outlets aren't grounded, there's a small leak in the crawl space. Sellers, meanwhile, feel blindsided. Like, how did I not know this about my own house? Here's the remedy. Take a deep breath and focus on the big ticket items, things that affect health, safety, or your wallet in a major way. Roof, foundation, electrical, plumbing. That's where your attention should go. A sticky window or a cracked tile might be annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. If you're a seller, one way to lower the risk is to do a pre-inspection before you even list it. That way, you know what's coming and you can either fix issues ahead of time or disclose them up front so they don't turn into a surprise later. And finally, number 5, closing day jitters. Finally, closing day. After all the ups and downs, this is the finish line, and yet it's still stressful. Buyers worry, will the loan fund in time? What if something falls through at the last second? Sellers worry, when will the money hit my account? What if the buyer changes their mind? Here's what I tell my clients. Most last-minute issues are tiny and solvable. A missing signature, a document that needs to be re-uploaded, things like that. They feel stressful in the moment, but they don't usually derail the whole closing. The best remedy is to stay in close communication with your realtor and lender so you know exactly what's happening and when. Just being informed makes the whole day feel smoother. So yes, buying a house is stressful, but it doesn't have to be unbearable. Once you know the pressure points and how to handle them, you'll feel more in control, and that makes the process so much more enjoyable. My best advice? Don't try and do it all on your own. Surround yourself with a team you trust, your lender, your realtor, your inspector, and then lean on their expertise. That's what we're here for. If you found this information helpful, I'd love you to hit that like and subscribe to my channel, because every week I share tips about buying and selling real estate here in Eugene, as well as little slices of life here in the community. And if you're in the area and thinking about making a move, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help guide you through it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.